All praises, all praises, all praises to the heavenly, holy, almighty creator of infinity, eternity, the universe, the stars, the earth, the mountains, the oceans, the valleys, the seas, the clouds, all creeping things, humanity, and all there is. This is Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit. Happy Holy Sabbath, family! We are back together once again after 7 days of the grace and blessing of existence and the gift of breath and life. For that, we glorify and we revere and we honor the holy power of all creation and imagination, all praises. And we are congregating and congealing and conjugating and coming together and arriving at the threshold of transition. And we are exposing our cranial universes and bearing forth our souls so that we may receive the power and the heat and the fire of the word and the wisdom of all power and glory, all praises. And we extend our arms and we gather our hugs and we stare into the eyes and the souls of the brothers and sisters as we all connect our eternal beings. And to the 12 tribes of the house of Israel scattered abroad, my continuous petition and prayer for your care and safety. And for my brothers and sisters, the pending Israelites, those who consider themselves the melanated and Moors, the original man and children of God, the sovereigns and sojourners, the copper-colored, the colored, and people of color, the aboriginals and indigenous, the natives, Negroes and niggas, the African Americans and blacks, the descendants of slaves, and those conquered and colonized. Oh yes, and we are blessed as we assemble in the Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit den, where we shall begin our review and study of the Alpha and the Omega from the beginning to the end. Oh yes, and we love, and this is love, and this is our safety, and this is our peace, and this is our harmony, as we come together to absorb the righteousness as we continue on the path and the road of the wisdoms and expansions and enlightenment of our identities and histories, as we continue with our initiation with the reconciliation of the nation back to the Holy Covenant. All praises. And we will be continuing, family, on this Sabbath Wisdom series. We are in our 18th week. We are durable. We are persevering. We are striving. We are continuing. We have committed ourselves to the beginning of the rebirth, the paradigm shift for which we lift ourselves out of the continuous blissful ignorance and darkness of the world of Babylon, this continent of confusion. And we begin our journey into the continuing expansions of the wisdoms at the Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit Den channel standards in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. followed by our second eternal standard in the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 8, in reference to the holy anointed Messiah, the wonderful, the Redeemer, the Savior, the King of Israel, whom the world refers to as Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever. And we glide and slide by our brother prophet Isaiah as we visit his book in the 28th chapter, verses 9 through 11. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. Oh yes, family. And as we continue our explorations into the holy history, last week we stopped, or we were continuing at Brother Rehoboam, the son of King Solomon, who was the king of the southern kingdom of Judah, which included the royal tribe of Judah, the priest tribe of Levi, and the tribe of Benjamin, which made up the Judeans, whose capital was Jerusalem. And this week we will begin our study and review into Brother Jeroboam, the son of the servant of Solomon, who became the king of the northern tribes, otherwise known as the House of Israel, whose capital was in Samaria. So we will now begin our examinations, our expansion of our holy history and identity in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 12, verse 25 through 33. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim and dwelt therein, and went out from there and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David? If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto the Lord, even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah, and they shall kill me and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And he set one in Bethel, and the other he put in Dan. And this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. Verse 31, and he made an house on high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah, and he offered upon the altar. So did he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priest of the high places which he had made. So he offered upon the altar which he had made in Bethel the 15th day of the 8th month, even in the month which he had devised of his own heart, and ordained a feast unto the children of Israel. And he offered upon the altar and burnt incense. 1 Kings chapter 13, verse 1. And behold, there came a man of God out of Judah by the word of the Lord unto Bethel. And Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense. And he cried against the altar, in the word of the Lord and said, O altar, altar, thus saith the Lord, behold, a child shall be born unto the house of David, Josiah by name, and upon thee shall he offer the priests of the high places that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee. And he gave a sign that same day, saying, This is the sign which the Lord has spoken. Behold, the altar shall be rent, and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out. And it came to pass, when the king Jeroboam heard the saying of the man of God, which had cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, Lay hold on him. And his hand, which he put forth against him, dried up, so that he could not pull it again to him. The altar was also rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the sign which the man of God had given by word of the Lord. And the king answered and said unto the man of God, Entreat now the face of the Lord thy God, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored to me again. And the man of God besought the Lord, and the king's hand was made again, and restored unto him, and became as it was before. Verse 7. And the king said unto the man of God, Come home with me, and refresh yourself, and I will give thee a reward. And the man of God said unto the king, If you will give me half your house, I will not go in with you, neither will I eat bread nor drink water in this place. For was it charged me by word of the Lord, saying, Eat no bread, nor drink water, nor turn again by the same way thou came. So he went another way, and returned not by the way that he came to Bethel. Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel, and his sons came and told him all the works that the man of God had done in the day of Bethel, the word which had spoken unto the king. Them they told also to their father. And their father said unto them, What way went he? For his sons had seen what way the man of God went, which came from Judah. And he said unto his sons, Saddle me an ass. So they saddled him an ass, and he rode thereon, and went after the man of God, and found him sitting under an oak. And he said unto him, Are you the man of God that came from Judah? And he said, I am. Family, that is to be continued. All praises. So we see that brother King Jeroboam of the northern house of Israel, the 9 tribes, set up 2 idols, one in Bethel and one in Dan. And the Lord sent a man of Judah, a prophet, unto him, to prophesy to him against the altars of sin and wickedness. Oh, yes, family. So again, we are increasing our knowledge of our holy history. And as we take this little parcel and this little morsel and these precepts, we will continue our exploration as we continue on the road of wisdom. All praises. And now, as we have donned our helmet, our sword, and our shield, and we stiffen our knees, and we square our shoulders, we dip our heads as we get ready to proceed down the hallway of hell, through the arrows of affliction, through the daggers and darts to our egos and arrogance and dignity, as we get ready to be pelted and prodded and pierced from the pineal to the pituitary. We are now visiting the precepts of perfection in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 1. Through desire, a man, having separated himself, seeks and intermediates with all wisdom. A fool has no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. When the wicked comes, then comes also contempt, and with ignominy, reproach. The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook. It is not good to accept the person of the wicked, to overthrow the righteous in judgment. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calls for strokes. Verse 7, a fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. The words of a talebearer are as wounds. They go down into the innermost parts of the belly. He also that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runs into it and is safe. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and as an high wall is his own conceit. Before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor is humility. He that answers a matter before he hears it, it is folly and shame unto him. The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear? Verse 15, the heart of the prudent gets knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. He that is first in his own cause seems just, but his neighbor comes and searches him. The lot causes contention to cease and parts between the mighty. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle. Verse 20, a man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, and with the increase of his lips shall he be filled. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Whoso finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. The poor uses entreaties, but the rich answers roughly. Verse 24, a man that has friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. Woo! After these javelins and jousts and jabs to our various sensitive parts of this carnal, colonic, corruptible container we call the flesh, we must exhale as we absorb the overwhelming righteousness of this perfection of the construction of the universe. All praises. And we shall continue along our solicitation for our soul salvation as we imbue the harmony and the songs of the wonderful Psalms, chapter 5, verse 1. To the chief musician upon Neheloth, a psalm of David. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God, for unto you I will pray. My voice shall you hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning will I direct my prayers. Unto thee I will look up. For you are not a God that has pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in your sight. You hate all workers of iniquity. You shall destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of your mercy, and in your fear will I worship toward your holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness because of mine enemies. Make your way straight before my face, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Destroy you them, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against you. But let all those that put their trust in you rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy because you have defended them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in you. Verse 12. For you, Lord, will bless the righteous man. With favor will you compass him as with a shield. All praises, family. All praises. And that was a wonderful, soothing song of Brother Prophet David. And it is the wonderfulness of the wonderment of the word of all righteousness. All praises. And family, just as an added bonus for the evening, we shall continue with another song of the Psalms, chapter 6, verse 1. To the chief musician on Neganoth upon Shemanith, a psalm of David. O Lord, rebuke me not in your anger, neither chasten me in your hot displeasure. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul is also sore vexed. But you, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, deliver my soul. O save me for your mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of you. In the grave, who shall give you thanks? I am weary with my groaning. All the night make I my bed to swim. I water my couch with my tears. Mine eyes is consumed because of grief. It waxes old because of all my enemies. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity, for the Lord has heard the voice of my weeping. The Lord has heard my supplication. The Lord will receive my prayer. Verse 10, let all my enemies be ashamed and sore vexed. Let them return and be ashamed suddenly. All praises, family. We have to love these precepts of perfection and power as we petition our power for the strength, the endurance, so that we may persevere and overcome. All praises. And family, this is just the first part of the Sabbath Wisdom series. As you know, we shall continue our review in the apocryphal texts, the Wisdom of Solomon, and the Book of Ecclesiasticus. So, don't go anywhere. Just have a snack, take a break. We'll be right back. This is Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit. Happy Holy Sabbath. We shall return.